Good morning and welcome to News at 10 on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor. Well, the monsoon session of Parliament begins today. That is the big focus this morning. Let's take a look at the other headlines. Monsoon session of Parliament begins today. Government hopes to pass several key bills, including GST. Prime Minister appeals to opposition to rise above political differences. Opposition braces to corner government on various issues. Pema Khandu sworn in as the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh. State Cabinet to be decided in the next few days. Curfew continues to be in place in Kashmir. Centre rushes 2,000 additional CRPF forces to the valley. Congress team takes stock of situation, urges Centre for an all-party meeting. Three police officers killed, 3 others wounded in a Baton Rouge in the United States. President Obama says attack on police forces unjustifiable as tension spirals against police following police killings in several states. And ruthless crackdown against suspects of failed coup in Turkey. Over 6,000 people detained. President Erdogan vows to stamp out virus. Those detained include senior army commanders and top judges. Well, our top focus this morning, the monsoon session of Parliament begins today. The session with the 20 sittings will conclude on 12th of August. Now, several bills, including the crucial Goods and Services Tax Bill, are expected to come up for consideration and passing during the session. Now, while the government is hopeful of a breakthrough on the GST bill, the opposition has prepared a long list of issues to corner it. Now, boosted by the Supreme Court verdict on Arunachal Pradesh, the opposition seeks to corner the government on various issues, including India's failure to secure the NSG membership. The government decision to seek a report from Law Commission on the proposal for introducing a uniform civil code is also expected to make the session a tempestuous affair. Now, the last few sessions of Parliament have seen frequent face-offs between the ruling and the opposition benches. But the second part of the budget session saw a relative improvement as far as the completion of government business was concerned.
संसद अच्छे तरीके से चलेगी और उम्मीद है सब सहयोग करेंगे और देश के हित में, जनहित में जो कार्रवाई करना चाहिए, चलाना चाहिए, वो हम चलाएंगे.
Well, Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan earlier called an all-party meeting on Sunday and appealed to the members to cooperate in the smooth functioning of the House. Now, during the meeting, the opposition parties pressed for a discussion on the Kashmir issue and on the role of governors against the backdrop of Arunachal Pradesh political crisis in the monsoon session of Parliament. Well, after the meeting, Mahajan said that leaders of various parties have assured their support in the smooth functioning of the proceedings. She also said that the situation in Kashmir and the overall issue of terrorism are likely to be discussed during the session, which has 20 sittings.
अभी जो जम्मू कश्मीर की घटनाएं हैं, टेररिज्म जो पूरे कई बार विश्व के अनेकानेक इसमें जो हो रहा है, उस पर चर्चा की अपेक्षा की जा रही है, वो बात भी उठेगी. कई बात जो गवर्नर के इस पर भी कुछ रूलिंग पे चर्चा अपेक्षित है. प्राइस राइज तो एक विषय है ही. ऐसे अनेकानेक विषय पे आज सभी हमारे नेताओं ने कहा है कि अपेक्षा है.
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi appealed to the opposition to help pass the GST bill in an all-party meeting convened by the government on Sunday. Prime Minister Modi thanked all the political parties for speaking with one voice on the Kashmir issue. While the Congress assured cooperation for legislations on the basis of merit, other opposition parties demanded more deliberations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi implored all opposition parties to support the passage of crucial Goods and Services Tax Bill in the monsoon session of Parliament during the all-party meet held on Sunday. He stressed that parties must rise above political differences to support the bill in national interest. Prime Minister's speech followed several rounds of talks between the government and the principal opposition party, the Congress. The government also exuded confidence on getting the opposition's cooperation in the upcoming monsoon session of Parliament.
We had a very fruitful discussion for 2 hours, and all the leaders assured cooperation for conduct of the business of both the houses of the Parliament.
Leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha, Ghulam Nabi Azad, said that Congress will not obstruct the passage of any bill and support any legislation in the interest of the nation. Azad, however, sounded unsparing on the issues of alleged misuse of governors, price rise and violence in Kashmir.
केंद्रीय सरकार को अपनी विपक्ष की सरकारों को गिराने का काम बंद कर देना चाहिए। दूसरा मुद्दा उठाया मैंने कश्मीर का, कि कश्मीर का एक बहुत ही गंभीर मुद्दा है। कश्मीर के मुद्दे को आज उसको सिर्फ कश्मीर में नहीं देखना चाहिए, बल्कि इसको अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पक्ष में प्रतिपक्ष में देखना चाहिए, उस हालात में देखना चाहिए।
Meanwhile, the CPIM and Samajwadi Party accused the government of circumventing other opposition parties and urged the government to call an all-party meet on GST.
We have told the government, at least now, call this meeting. We have some concerns. Listen to us. Agree, disagree. Let the majority decide. But do not stop this process of consultation. Without that, the spirit of parliamentary democracy gets undermined.
जीएसटी बिल पे आज सभी लोगों की सर्वदलीय बैठक बुलाने के बाद इस पे कोई निर्णय होना चाहिए।
The Parliamentary Affairs Minister also said that a total of 16 bills have been listed for consideration in both the houses. Altogether, the session will have 20 sittings but may get extended if needed. This is Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV. On to some other news, and Pema Khandu was sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh on Sunday, reinstating the Congress rule in the northeastern state. Now, Chawna Main was sworn in as his deputy. Now, the state cabinet will be decided in the next few days. The new Chief Minister vowed to work for the state's development by working together as a team.
Pema Khandu, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established.
Pema Khandu being sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh on Sunday, a day after he was elected leader of the Congress in the State Assembly. Governor Tathagat Roy administered the oath of office and secrecy to Khandu, who replaced Nabam Tuki to become the youngest Chief Minister of the northeastern state. Chawna Main was sworn in as the Deputy Chief Minister.
I, Chawna Main, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge my duties as the Deputy Chief Minister for the state of Arunachal Pradesh.
Soon after taking oath, the new Chief Minister vowed to work for the overall development of the state by inculcating a Team Arunachal spirit among elected leaders, irrespective of party affiliations.
मेरा साथ जो टीम है उसमें काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस लीडर्स लोग हैं हमारे साथ, तो मैं टीम वर्क में बिलीव करता हूँ, तो मैं उतना एक्सपीरियंस हूँ बोल के मैं ये क्लेम नहीं करूँगा, तो हम बिलीव करेंगे टीम वर्क पर.
He also promised to fast-track all development projects undertaken by the previous governments.
हम भी ट्राई करेंगे कि उस जितना भी मतलब पुराना प्रोजेक्ट्स है उसको खत्म करने का, और भी उस अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट्स स्टेट में लेके आए, एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन हो यूथ का. तो हमारे जो कैबिनेट अभी फॉर्मेशन होने के बाद तो सभी से मैं सजेशंस वगैरह लेके मैं अच्छी तरह से स्टेट को आगे लेके जाने का विचार करता हूँ.
Son of late Chief Minister Dorji Khandu, 37-year-old Pema Khandu has come a long way to occupy the coveted post. He first entered the Arunachal Pradesh Assembly in 2011 to fill the vacancy caused by his father's death. Over the years, he has served in the state cabinet in various capacities. He quit as minister in October last year after siding with Congress dissident Kaliko Pool against Nabam Tuki. By electing him as the CLP leader, the Congress pulled off a dramatic win in the state, winning back all its rebel MLAs. The party now has the support of 45 MLAs in the 60-member assembly. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
News from the national capital now, and challenging Prime Minister Narendra Modi's outreach program with the citizens in Mann Ki Baat. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal launched his talk show on Sunday. In his first edition of his Talk to AK show, the Delhi Chief Minister first began with the achievements of his government and then took questions from the public through phone, SMS, Twitter and Facebook. Here are all the details. Addressing the first edition of his radio show Talk to AK on Sunday, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal answered many questions raised by listeners. But before beginning the question-answer session, Kejriwal spent nearly 35 minutes counting the work done by the AAP government in Delhi. In the midst of his bitter fight with the centre on a range of issues, Chief Minister Kejriwal accused the Modi government of turning its relationship with the Delhi government into an India-Pakistan-like situation. He also said that if he gets the opportunity to work, he will transform Delhi into London in 2 years' time.
आज का जो कार्यक्रम था ये ऐतिहासिक सफलता रही है। आज के कार्यक्रम की पूरे देश में, दुनिया के अलग अलग हिस्सों में रहने वाले भारतीय और देश के अंदर बहुत सारे प्रश्न जो लोगों के मन में थे, आज उन्होंने सीधे अरविंद केजरीवाल के साथ बातचीत करके अपने मन की दुविधा को दूर करने का काम किया।
Taking a dig at his talk show, the opposition gave him some advice.
अगर आप वास्तव में दिल्ली की जनता के और जनता के सवालों से सरोकार करना चाहते हैं तो मैं कहता हूं कि आप आईजी स्टेडियम के अंदर या दिल्ली के बड़े किसी स्टेडियम के अंदर आप सामने बैठिए और लाइव जनता के सवाल जवाब करिए।
My open challenge to Arvind Kejriwal is that if he is willing for a dialogue, if he is willing to answer question, then when I will ask question from him, is he willing to answer these questions? So I'll have my own 5 questions. I'll pose it to Arvind Kejriwal in the next series and I'll see if Arvind Kejriwal is willing to answer these questions. And if he is not willing to answer my questions, then I'll consider it to be the same monologue as what Narendra Modi is doing.
Replying to a question on free Wi-Fi, he said that his promise has been stalled by the recent arrest of Rajendra Kumar, who was looking into the matter. He also said that Delhi will get free Wi-Fi in 2 to 3 years. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And in news from Jammu and Kashmir, now curfew remained in force in all the 10 districts of Kashmir for the 9th day on Sunday to maintain law and order situation in the valley. Now, mobile services except BSNL remained suspended and trains also remained off tracks as precautionary measure. Now, schools and colleges in the valley, which were scheduled to reopen today, will now open on 25th of July as the government extended the summer vacations by a week in view of the prevailing situation. In the ensuing clashes with the security forces, now 39 persons, including a cop, have been killed, while 3,160 persons, including 1,500 security forces personnel, have been injured. Meanwhile, the opposition Congress criticised the centre for not pressing checks and balances available to it while handling the violent protests in the Kashmir Valley. Now, Congress party leaders Ambika Soni and Salman Khurshid visited Kashmir on Sunday to take stock of the situation and urged the centre to call an all-party meeting to discuss steps to deal with the situation.
ऐसे मौके पर सबसे प्रथम काम, पहला काम होना चाहिए था कि एक ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग बुलाई जाए जिससे कि हम लोग सब इस अननेसेसरी अनफॉर्चुनेट वायलेंस को कैसे थमा सकें, खत्म कर सकें।
कश्मीर में हजारों लोगों से बात करने की ज़रूरत है, हर तहरीक से बात करने की ज़रूरत है। जितना तजुर्बा हम लोगों को है, जो लोग हुकूमत में यहाँ रह चुके हैं, उनसे बात करने की ज़रूरत है। आप नौजवानों से, बच्चों से, मीडिया वालों से, हर एक से बात करने की ज़रूरत है। लेकिन अभी तक ऐसा कहीं कोई इशारा नहीं हुआ कि वो आमादा है बात करने के लिए।
And in News at 10, we'll take a very short break here. Up next, we'll have more news. Stay with us.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m.
Welcome back. Let's get you some weather update. And non-stop rain in many parts of North India has brought normal life to a halt. While several places in Uttar Pradesh remain waterlogged, there have been many deaths in Uttarakhand due to rain-related incidents, prompting Chief Minister Harish Rawat's visit to the Disaster Management Centre. Incessant rainfall in many parts of northern India has affected normal life. At least 10 people were killed in rain-related incidents in Uttarakhand. With most rivers now flowing close to the danger mark, roads leading to Badrinath and Kedarnath have been blocked, disrupting the pilgrimage. Residents of Haridwar claim the authorities have offered no help, even as several areas of the city are submerged underwater.
पुल गैब होगा बिल्कुल एकदम ठीक है कोई अधिकार नहीं है अब तक कोई नेता नहीं आया कोई नहीं आया यहाँ पे देखने के लिए बिल्कुल भी पूरे कनकल में पानी भरा हुआ है ना नाले बंद पड़े सब चीज बंद पड़ी है कोई नहीं निकल रहा बाहर को
Chief Minister Harish Rawat visited the Disaster Mitigation and Management Centre on Sunday and has directed officials to prepare to deal with any rain-related emergency. The Met Department has also issued an alert of heavy to very heavy rainfall in the state in the next 24 hours.
राज्य के लोगों को भी आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं और देश के लोगों को भी आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि हम पूरी सावधानी बरते हुए हैं आवश्यक सारे उपाय किए जा रहे हैं कि लोगों के जीवन सुरक्षित रहे
As many as 5 people died and several were injured as heavy rains lashed Uttar Pradesh. People in Mathura were also harrowed due to waterlogging in several parts of the city.
गोवर्धन परिक्रमा करने आया था रात को यहाँ धर्मशाला में रुका तो 12 घंटे से कोई लाइटें नहीं थी और चारों मेर सड़कों पे पानी भरा हुआ है आने जाने का साधन नहीं है कोई टेम्पो निकल सकता नहीं आदमी निकल नहीं सकता है ऐसी जगह तो इतना पानी भरा है
Heavy to very heavy rains lashed several areas in Jaipur, Kota and Bharatpur in Rajasthan. A flood-like situation continued in Karoli district and Bharatpur division. The Agra-Mumbai rail route was severely affected on Sunday after a bridge in the Jarua-Bandai rail section collapsed due to incessant rain. The railway tracks which caved in after the collapse forced officials to stop trains on the route and order a repair work. The tracks are reportedly working now. In Delhi, light rains increased humidity levels, causing discomfort to people. Thunderstorm accompanied by rain are expected today. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. News from Uttar Pradesh now, where the death toll in a huge tragedy in Etah has reached 24. Well, the incident occurred late on Friday when several people from villages in the Uttar Pradesh's Etah district fell ill after consuming a spurious liquor. The police arrested the main accused and 11 officials from the excise and the police department have been suspended. Now, the state government has announced a compensation of 2 lakh rupees each to the family of the deceased. Meanwhile, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has expressed shock over the tragedy and has said that Uttar Pradesh must put a ban on sale and consumption of liquor like his state of Bihar.
सरकार बनने के बाद पहला कार्यक्रम था और हमने ऐलान कर दिया कि 1 अप्रैल से शराबबंदी लागू हो और आज 1 अप्रैल 2016 से लागू। मैंने अखिलेश जी को भी कहा हम ममता जी के शपथ ग्रहण समारोह में मुलाकात हुई तब भी हमने अनुरोध किया कि अरे भाई आपको मालूम नहीं है शराबबंदी का क्या प्रभाव है लागू कीजिए अभी आपको बहुत लंबा समय है।
दुखद है सरकार काम कर रही है उस पर एक्शन कर रही है जांच हो रही है जो जिम्मेदार इसके लिए अधिकारी कर्मचारी हैं उनके विरुद्ध कार्रवाई मुख्यमंत्री जी कर रहे हैं।
Well, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, has listed 3 Indian sites among its World Heritage Sites, raising the Indian list by 35. Now, these include Chandigarh's Capital Complex, Sikkim's Kanchen-Zong National Park, and ruins of Bihar's Nalanda University. Now, Chandigarh's famous Capital Complex was designed by Chandigarh's founder architect Lee Corbusier in the 1950s when the city was constructed as a symbol of independent modern India. Sikkim's Kanchen-Zong National Park, which includes a unique diversity of flora and lakes, glaciers and world's 3rd highest peak, Mount Kanchen-Zong, has also made it to the cut Also, the ruins of the ancient Nalanda University, dating back to the 3rd century BC to the 13th century AD, have been declared as a World Heritage Site. On to the big international story, and thousands of people have been arrested in Turkey 2 days after a failed military coup. Now, President Erdogan has vowed a continued crackdown on those behind it, also saying that he's considering reinstating the death penalty in the country. While crowds have filled the streets in favor of the government, now critics say that Erdogan could now push harder for a constitutional change that would further enhance his powers. Retribution begins. More arrests in Turkey after the failed coup attempt, with close to 6,000 behind bars, including President Erdogan's top military aide, Colonel Yassisi. The crackdown comes as Erdogan vowed to purge state bodies of the virus that caused the revolt, and Prime Minister Binali Yildirim saying they will pay a heavy price. Close to 13 soldiers were brought to court on Sunday, with angry protesters demanding death penalty for the rebels.
Kardeşlerim, tüm meydanlarda sizin bu talebinizi artık hükümet olarak da, devlet olarak da biliyoruz, duyuyoruz. Sizin bu talebinizi biz asla yok farz edemeyiz.
The overall death toll for the weekend violence has risen to 290, of whom 100 were participating in the coup. Emotions ran high as funerals were held for those killed. Erdogan broke down while attending the funeral of his close political ally and his teenage son. The president also repeated an accusation that cleric Fethullah Gulen was behind the plot and called for him to be extradited from the US. The US says it has not got any formal extradition request.
Nasıl planlandı bu mesele? O insanlar işlerinde iyi insan da olabilir, kötü insan da olabilir. Belki herkese sempati duyan insanlar da olabilir. Nasıl figüre edildiler bu insanlar? Siz belli bir hedefe varmak için zannediyorum.
But I talked with my foreign minister counterpart 3 times in the last day, and I urged him to compile the evidence that they have as rapidly as possible, provide it directly to us through the channels, and I pledged to him that according to our extradition treaty, according to our legal process and standards, we will immediately evaluate whether or not that evidence is sufficient to merit an extradition. But they also have to make a formal request for extradition through the judicial process.
Meanwhile, Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras promised that 8 Turkish soldiers who flew a helicopter to Alexandropoli in Greece hours after the failed coup attempt will be extradited soon.
Αν χρειαστεί βεβαίως, ναι, θα το συνεχίσουμε, ναι, εννοείται. Πάντοτε με τη συνένεσή του. Φοβούνται για τη ζωή τους, ναι, φοβούνται. Και για τις οικογένειές τους.
Turkish military has removed military tanks from the streets of Ankara 2 days after the failed coup attempt. Meanwhile, the US has strongly rebuked a Turkish minister who suggested Washington was behind the coup, with President Barack Obama joining other world leaders in calling for all parties in Turkey to act within the rule of law. In a country once promoted to the wider Muslim world as a model of democratic governance and economic prosperity, the attempted coup was a shocking shift. The nation plays a crucial role in the fight against terrorism in West Asia. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. News from the US now, where 3 police officers have been killed and 3 others wounded after a gunman went on a shooting spree in the city of Baton Rouge on Sunday. Well, this is the latest gun violence incident to rock the US. The gunman has also been shot dead. Now, the motive of the shooting was not known, but it comes amid spiraling tensions across the city and the country between the black community and the police amid the ambush on Dallas police officers, where a sniper killed 5 officers. Now, US President Barack Obama condemned the incident as cowardly and said that violence against the police forces is unjustifiable.
We do believe, based on the information that we have, and again, this is ongoing, we believe the person that shot and killed our officers, that he is a person that was shot and killed at the scene. So that's what we know right now. We do not believe, or do we have any other shooter held up in any other area in the Baton Rouge area, but understand this investigation has got a lot of moving parts and pieces. We'll be moving and going on each one of those, but right now there's no active shooter scenario going on in Baton Rouge.
Regardless of motive,
The death of these three brave officers underscores the danger that police across the country confront every single day. And we as a nation have to be loud and clear that nothing justifies violence against law enforcement. Attacks on police are an attack on all of us and the rule of law that makes society possible.
And now on to the latest from the investigation into the Nice attack in France. Now, 2 more people have been detained for questioning by the French authorities. Investigators suspect that an accomplice to the 31-year-old attacker who killed 84 people and wounded more than 200. It has now also emerged that the attacker first surveyed the seafront for 2 days before striking. Now, the 2 who have been detained are suspected of helping the attacker obtain a pistol that was found in the truck. Shortly afterwards, the attacker's estranged wife, who was arrested on Friday, was also released from custody. Well, that's all in this edition of news, but do stay tuned. We have Parliament news coming up in both Hindi and English. Keep watching Rajya Sabha TV.